is third in the group right now, 5 and 4, but just behind Megawatt at 6 and 4, and we're getting off here. Bombs, a little bit of a difference at the start here. Jet going to Link's house, JP going to the Sanctuary. We found a piece of heart and the bombs. And a very quick check there. I saw a crystal at Eastern Palace.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can get the layout switched here in just a second.
Yeah, apologies for that. We just got to get the layout switched here, and we'll be back to the normal layout with the tracker. Maybe having some issues here in the back end, but no worries. We'll get that switched up. So Uncle assured sword. Of course, that means Uncle is going to have a sword, and Jet's already gone and picked it up. Nice early routing choice there.
All right, there we go.
Here we go. That's looking a little funky, but we'll get that all sorted out here. No worries.
And we already see those little penguin dudes hanging out with near Uncle. Those guys deal a lot of damage. So
yeah, pen gators are a real pain in the butt. We saw that a heart container is up on the lumberjack ledge, so that is not required for a item. May still be required for Dark World access. We'll see. There we go. Now we're looking good. Jet running into him right from the get-go, running into a gorilla, just mimicking every move. That's pretty good.
Okay, and we found a sword, right? So it is Uncle Assured, so that's
Uncle
why we
Assured.
found that sword. I'm surprised BrewersFanJP didn't go grab that right away.
Well, I think, too, maybe the thing is that JP knows that there's a sword there, so he doesn't have to check it right away. Maybe he finds another sword somewhere here, and he's got Master Sword already. Just has to go to Uncle to pick it up. So that could be part of the gamble. You may not be thinking that he needs sword at this moment to do much of anything. If he's just going to do Kakariko and then warp back to
that is true.
His house. Because really,
I would hate to not have a sword out in the Randomizer world.
That's true too. But really, depending on where you're going, as we can see a
Tektite down in the basement.
Yeah, Tektite there.
Oh, what do you know?
There's the sword. See, what do you know? Look at that. Good call for JP.
Yeah,
he's got 2 swords now. Well, he will have a second sword when he goes and talks to Uncle.
So far in Kakariko, we have the sword and the bug net, and Jet found the hook shot. So
very nice. So hookshot showing up in the Zelda rescue in the second chest. Hey, Jet found another sword. Oh wait, it's a fake sword. And he can use it to kill the garbage bag, as like they call them, and pick up the big chest and get just a piece of heart. But yeah, really, as far as the sword goes, don't necessarily need one in Kakariko. Depending on your routing, you're either going to pick one up going to do the Zelda rescue sequence there in Hyrule Castle when you get to the basement, and even then you may not really need it, depending on what else you find. Oh, and JP finding the hammer on the bottle vendor. Wow. Very nice.
That's worth the $100, I would say.
Yeah, but part of it, as just continue the thought, oh, it's Stoffus Knight in Christos Owen Hut. But JP finding the lift upgrade, the first lift upgrade, the Power Glove. Very nice. Kakariko playing off very well.
Yeah, we're a moon pearl away from Dark World.
Indeed. Maybe it's back here in the tavern. Nope. But if you're agent, you were right with Randomizer. Of course, changing up the enemies in the normal route, you wouldn't really need a sword until you decide to go either into the castle for escape or down to Mini Moldorm Cave near Lake Hylia.
Yeah. And Lumberjack not giving us anything, but there is a shovel on the library ledge. That's always interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting. I love the fact there's just a BMO sitting in the Lost Woods there. Yeah. I love Randomizer.
heart piece at the race game, so don't need to waste your time with that. That shovel, though, is always going to be on the back of their minds.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be very interesting to see where JP goes from here. Does he go south or does he go... He's going to go south. Okay, so he is going to go check these locations.
Here's the thing is, like... Yeah, and there's that dead rock just hanging out in the south. We know that Uncle has a sword, since it is Uncle Assured. And escape in open mode can be pushed off a lot, usually, depending on the items that we open. So I hope JP doesn't push it off for too long, because there is that hook shot down there.
Right. That is actually very important to keep in mind.
But going back to that chicken head that we saw, an Randomizer, those chickens can be anything. And so they actually lucked out, because that room can actually be pretty deadly.
Oh yeah, I've seen it show up with the room full of guards. It's hilarious because there's there's like 6 royal guards standing there, like they're all like waiting around for you to show up. Oh, and there's the moon pearl.
Wow. So we've got Dark World access, and we're 6 minutes in. That's amazing.
It is incredible.
And I missed the dungeons earlier, but it looks like we've got 2 crystals at Eastern and Desert, and Hera is one of our pendants. Yeah,
it looks like Desert Palace is going to be a 5/6 crystal as well. And
so thanks to our tracker, minded me. Shout him out real quick for being on top of that.
Indeed. Always very important. And JP taking a death here.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't run cave. Not intentional, but...
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Well, this is looking like a very fast seed. I don't dare say jet seed because, you know, he's in the game. They're called jet seeds for a reason.
It just shows you how it could be with Randomizer. 3 hearts and access to Dark World right now. It can be really dangerous.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing too, is we're seeing JP have a little bit of trouble navigating some of these enemies at the start, which an Randomizer, yeah, is definitely going to be a possibility because you don't quite know what you're going to run into, or you might run into some very tough things that you have to get around, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. But yeah, Dark World's going to be really, really difficult on 3 hearts because, as I always like to point out, the game never scales down to what you have when you go into the Dark World. If you got 3 hearts... that's probably the reason why I was having so much trouble as a BMOS there. But it does not scale down, so...
Yeah, and logic doesn't care about your hearts, so even though this is a normal as far as difficulty, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Because the Dark World's going to expect you to have all the things you would normally have going into that in the game.
What are these called? These little shadow creatures? Do you know what they're called?
You know, I'm gonna have to bring up the old wiki here. I've had to do it before.
Wow, this seed, we've got the mere half magic 300 rupees right in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Very generous seed. Those are Babasus.
Of course they are. We get our first look at the back of Escape. Just a full heart container. So Jed has actually cleared out all of Escape. Oh, actually, no, there's still 1 item in the dark since we found the key and the map, so...
Oh boy, another BMOS. Oh man. The Randomizer randomization is not being nice.
So where do you head from here? There's lots of checks now, since so much is open. Do you go check Hype Cave?
Ooh. I might. I think that's not necessarily a bad idea. JP's not going to go there. He's going to Sanctuary. So maybe he's going to Village of Outcasts? I don't know.
Yeah, JP still hasn't done Uncle or Escape at all, so
He's gonna get. I think he might do escape through the back way here. Bypass the one chest that you have to go through.
Yeah, there's a key back here, so you can go get the one in the dark, though that is out of logic, but...
And blues are being mean here. Shoving poor JP around.
And normally doing the dark rooms, especially these early dark rooms, isn't too bad, but Randomizer is a whole nother story.
Absolutely. No, you really don't want to probably do too much back there because there's a lot of rats and ropes.
Yeah.
And those turn into nasty things. You can't see what they are.
Yeah, they could be anything. So JP, I think, is going to give us our first look at the Dark World. We see a dead rock hidden in the grass. That's awesome.
This truly is a jet seed because that's like the one thing he would hate to run into is just a random dead rock.
All right, our first look at the Dark World map. We've got Ice Palace with the green pendant and Misery Mire with the other pendant.
Indeed, the other 5-6 is going to be at Skull Woods, so that will fill out that scorecard. And indeed, we're going to Hype Cave.
Yeah, let's see how hype it is. Ice Rod is pretty hype.
Sure is. We're going to need it for Turtle Rock. Nothing else really in here so far. Just a little bit of love being the best thing.
So what would you give that?
I think you gotta at least give it a 3 for the Ice Rod, simply because required item, you want to get it found out of the way as soon as possible, since you have to get a Turtle Rock, and now you know you don't have to tear through half of Hyrule and the Dark World looking for it.
That is true. I would agree with that 3 though. It's one of those items that you like to have, but it doesn't really serve a real purpose other than TR. I'll give it a 3.
Well, there are some interesting kills you could do with it, I've seen.
Yeah, it can do some things, but if you have to use Ice Rod for it, you're usually not happy about it. Like it can help you kill like land mollusks and stuff, but it's not the easiest way of going about it. I'd rather have like the Fire Rod or something.
Yeah. You get these nice swag kills with it every once in a while, but yeah, you'd rather not. You'd rather have the sword to do it, or the hammer. But thankfully, our runners do.
Here's another thing: is we are playing Randomizer, so Ice Rock, or you normally need it for Turtle Rock, but
we may not.
We may not, or we may need it a lot because
that's true.
Be anywhere.
Absolutely, that's a great point, Fear. You could have 4 Trinexes. You never know. And that's kind of one of the things to think about too. Is you may have a dungeon that's you're able to get all the way to the boss, and you get there, you don't have the Fire Rod, and suddenly you get yourself a Trinex fight. That's a save and quit to back out, or a mirror at least, since we have the mirror.
And we get a full heart from the dig game. Also, you just want to have it because even if let's say we don't see a Trinex in one of the main dungeons, we could still see a Trinex in Ganon's Tower, and you'd hate to go up Ganon's Tower without that Ice Rod. So it is a really nice find to have early.
Of course, Unikitty in chat asking, does Turtle Rod have Trinex? I like the typo.
we do need a Turtle Rod.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything but actually shoot turtles.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And we're seeing Jet now get ready to go to Village of Outcasts. So it looks like maybe thinking of either a Skullwoods dip or a Village of Outcasts play Thieves Town play itself.
Okay, so JP is actually going to Death Mountain. Now here's the unfortunate thing about that. They don't have the hook shot.
Yeah, it does have the mirror though, so he'll be able to get across.
Yeah, and the hammer as well, but it's a little strange, especially since JP did pick this format. He still hasn't gone and seen Uncle and gotten his other sword.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things. I wonder if he was just kind of putting it off, maybe thinking he'd get it if he had to go fight Aga. But hasn't had to go back there since, and is probably just thinking it's a kind of out of the way, not realizing, of course, you wouldn't know this, that, you know, hookshot is in the escape area.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing, is he is missing out on that hookshot, which would be nice to have almost any time. And doesn't want to take a shot from one of these boulders here.
And Jet doing a nice job dodging those BMOs.
We also got to give him mad props for getting through that dark room, because again, we don't know what's in that dark room.
So yeah, here's one of the cool things we'll see JP do this. This has been a routing change since version 30 came out and the hint tiles were introduced. As we're seeing runners skip going in and dipping to see what's over here and just going ahead and doing it anyways, because there's a hint tile right here. And some bombs is in the sanctuary. Very unhelpful hint.
And the way Jet is navigating through Skull Woods is really impressive, especially with those fire bars right there. That is not easy to do.
Nah, it's definitely great to see. And that's really one of the things that, as someone who's watched a lot of Jet's runs in the past, that's one of the things that really sets him apart from a lot of the other runners, is his efficiency with his routing. He does an incredible job with it, and that's really one of the reasons why he's one of the fastest runners in the community.
Yeah, his name is very applicable.
Again, we're seeing some of that efficiency right now, going up and checking Bumper Cave after doing a Skull Woods. Check real quick here. We may see him go ahead and go over to Graveyard Ledge as well, possibly. Or maybe back down to Village Podcast. I'm very curious to see what he does here. Yep, he's going back to Village.
That makes sense. You know, that Graveyard Ledge is just a one-off spot, and it is out of the way, so...
Yep, JP going into Tower of Hera here.
And he needs to find the big key here, or else he's going to be locked out.
Getting some hints about Mimic Cave, finding the big key. So he gets to go upstairs.
And that Mimic Cave hint could be useful, depending on how soon we go into Turtle Rock.
Yep, oh, getting bumped off there, unfortunately.
This seed has been pretty crazy so far, just with the amount of stuff we've seen from both of our runners. It's kind of hard to keep up. They're in totally different spots.
Absolutely, but it's been a joy to watch them so far. And, you know, if you're not following Jet or JP, make sure to follow them. They do a lot of rando, a lot of other stuff, and they're both great runners. So very much worth your time. You learn a lot by watching them, I think.
Excellent runners, yeah.
Now, when I was talking about Jet a little bit ago about him being very efficient, definitely JP is one of the veteran runners, and he has a lot of game knowledge, a lot of strength here too. So this group, the group that they're in, Group F, is just full of really, really solid runners. So it's gonna be very hard to see. I think we're talking about it in chat. It's kind of like the World Cup group of death for the tournament. That's kind of our group of death, because there's some great runners in this group that are not going to make it to the bracket stage. And
yeah, it's super competitive as well. And Jet's got the lead right now, but honestly, he has to keep winning if he wants to make it through, because there's 3 or 4 runners in that group that could take that one of those top 2 spots. So
yeah, I mean,
JP is one of them.
Yeah, top 4 are separated by 2 games from 1st to 4th. So this could be, you know, just this right here could be a swing of a whole game and could absolutely change. Oh, and Trinex showing up.
So we've got Trinex and we've got Cold Stare. So 2 of the more interesting bosses to see this early on.
Absolutely.
This is great.
Of course, needing a fire rod to get through both of them, so that fire rod becoming very important right now. And we may not even go back into the Tower of Hera. is a pendant dungeon, so we'll see.
And JP gets to make the long walk through a spiral cave. In Jet, we're going to see if the Hellway is actually the Hellway or even possibly worse.
There's 6 Trinexes on it. Nope. There's some mini mold arms.
Yeah, that Hellway is actually a little bit easier to navigate.
It's a very nice Hellway. This is not a nice room, though.
You know it is not. JP's going to give us our first look at Paradox Cave. So, a lot of items here.
We did see a hint in Tower of Hera. There's some cash here, so we know that one of the chests will have cash in it.
You can count on
the other
it.
6. Oh, he's got the Titan's mitts now.
And this is exactly why I really wish he had that hook shot.
Oh, and that terror pin he's got a boost through there, damage boost through there, because that terror pin just holding up Jet for a moment.
And the Hinox causing some switch problems. I love it.
This is the beauty of Randomizer. You get stuff like this that happens you don't normally see in vanilla. There's the cash.
And a single arrow, some more cash.
Thompson Cane of Burna.
Okay, so we got access to the Dark's Death Mountain. But again, unfortunately for JP, doesn't have that hookshot to clear out Hookshot Cave.
And Jet not really finding anything here in Thieves Town at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe there's something in this big chest. Now that's the map.
So I think the Trinex has the last item there.
That would be correct, I believe. He's got all the dungeon items, so that would be correct. And Bombos for Turtle Rock access.
So we got a lot early, and now we're trying to find some more stuff. So
Jet just found the bottle, so he's going to be able to get Sick Kid here.
Sick Kid, yep. What's also interesting is JP is actually out of logic. We still have that lamp or a flute to get up onto the mountain, so...
Yeah, he's out of logic, but he's got the Cane of Samaria now. So
yes, he does. So that was actually...
definitely a nice play.
Yeah, Death Mountain's got some stuff.
Now, of course, there's a thing with sequence breaking. We'll see what... Oh, blue mail for Jet. But with sequence breaking, it's both good and bad, as the... Oh, almost trapped JP there. It's good and bad, because, yes, you can have a situation like JP where you find a Cane of Samaria, but that may lead you further out of the logic's intended path and may lead you astray from where you need to be to find more progression.
Right, like he still doesn't have hook shot, and we don't know when he's going to get the hook shot.
Exactly, Fear. That's a very valid point with this race. We don't know when JP is going to go to escape in Hyrule Castle and get that hook shot.
He's making his way towards Pyramid. Does he go all the way to Catfish, or do you think he heads over to House of Darkness?
I think he might get Catfish here. He's got the money to do Sora as well if he wants to.
JP is finding his first bottle. Unfortunately, I don't think Sick Kid gave us anything. 20 rupees, I think.
Ooh, interesting routing here. He's gonna go get it now, so he might be getting the hook shot right now. I see what he's was thinking there.
Yep, I like this routing, showing why he is one of the best runners. So where does Jet go from here? Is he going to sequence break and go up to the Death Mountain? We haven't seen Sasharala's Closet yet. We haven't seen any of Eastern. And we haven't seen Nagina. I think those are what we have in Logic. And Zora, I believe.
Right. That is correct. Very much wondering if GP, once he gets through all of this, if he mirrors back, goes back to Dark World, and then goes to Catfish and Zora.
Yeah, it seems like the mirror makes the routing pretty efficient. So.
Yep, and Jet now going to sequence break up to Death Mountain and collect all the things that GP's already got. So we're seeing a little bit of back and forth trading here as far as everybody just kind of recapping what the person before them did.
Is Jet using the Samus sprite?
Yeah, Zero Suit Samus.
That's great. I think the bunny sprite was a Metroid. I think so.
Yes.
I think that's what I saw. That's great.
It's the baby Metroid.
And JP is a Pokemon of some sort, right?
Dragonite, yes. And his bunny sprite is Dratini, which is the first Pokemon that Dragonite essentially evolves all the way up from.
Okay. Yeah, I can show my Pokemon ignorance here.
Of course, Q before saying the baby.
Now, we didn't get anything out of Hera, right? So
we did not.
It's possible that Jet doesn't even go into Hera.
It is possible. He may, excuse me there, had a dry throat. He may dip in there just to see if there's anything of value. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see him do that or not. It's an interesting choice to make.
He does have the hookshot though, so we can see. Well, we will see hookshot K for sure.
Absolutely, we're gonna see a bomb jump at the moment. Of course, Jet gonna jump back across here.
JP braving the dark rooms of escape. This is great.
That's gonna be very interesting to see what's down here. Oh, there's a ball and chain guard. A couple of guards actually.
A guard in the bushes in escape.
All for a triple pack of bombs. He's gonna save and quit. Jet throws the fish off the mountain.
I love that in a race he took the time to pick up that fish and throw it off the mountain. That was great.
That needs to be a clip. We must show the world how great that was. And the best part was actually, if you take a look at the fish, there's not a drop there, so the fish is just flopping around on top of the clouds.
Yeah, that is so good. All right, so I'm guessing JP is going to do Thieves Town, or at least attempt to do Thieves Town.
Yes.
We know that it's not completable yet.
You're seeing Jet go into Tower of Hera, so that answers that question.
So we're still on the hunt for quite a few items. The world really opened up for runners, but you know, because it's so open, there's so many checks that they can make. These items can be anywhere.
Absolutely fair. And that's one thing to keep in mind. So we had 6-minute Dark World access, but we're now on minute 30, and we're still digging around for progression at this point.
Yeah, what's funny is the mitts, you know, offer us more progression, but it's just more checks to find the items that we're really looking for.
Absolutely. It's one of the things that we got to keep in mind here is that we've got a lot of overworld locations open. We've got a lot of things that we can kind of dip into, but we're still missing some key items to go ahead and complete some of these dungeons where, you know, we're missing Fire Rod. Obviously, we're going to need that for not only a couple of bosses here, like Trinex and possibly Cold Stare, but we're going to need that to get into Skull Woods as well and get that crystal out of there.
That's right. One place that we haven't seen any of is both the light side and the dark side of the east part of the map.
Yeah, I wonder if our runners are deciding to kind of put that off until we maybe find a bow or perhaps like the lamp or something.
Possibly.
So Awakened Sound asking, what does the last mode icon mean? Obviously, we can just run through this real quick again. Ganon is, we have to defeat Ganon to beat the game. Oh, the link you see there is open mode. Uncle with the sword, Uncle Assured sword. The N is for normal mode, and the last one is our Randomizer sprite. And it is indeed a full Randomizer that we're going to see here. We just saw that with Trinex showing up in blind spot here in Thief's Town, so we may see some bosses showing up where they're not supposed to be. And then we can see on asking, I thought the Randomizer was the question mark sword. That is for randomized swords.
And of course, with Defeat Ganon, all we're trying to do is find those 7 crystals. But that doesn't mean we might not have to clear other dungeons.
Absolutely. If you happen to come upon one of these races, instead of Ganon, you see the crystal independent. We're seeing a check here. A unique item and a piece of heart requires a big red bomb. So that's a good note. But if you see a pendant and a crystal there on the far left, that means that's an all dungeon seed, meaning we must beat all of the dungeons, both crystal and pendant, in order to beat the game.
All right, and we're actually going to get some new information here as Jet is able to check Hookshot Cave.
All right, so Jet's going to get a little bit more info on what's hiding out here. Here's the boomerang. First chest. Silvers. That's good.
A BMOS, just waiting to cause you pain.
And not a whole lot in the rest of those. The heart is very nice, but those silvers are going to be very helpful.
I think Jet is going to do Spike Cave now.
Yeah, not a bad idea. With the hook shot, you got half magic, Cannon Burna, and a decent amount of hearts. You should be okay to go ahead and get through this safely.
What was that thing that just came out of the bushes?
I did not catch that, but it was sure weird.
That was very strange.
So we did see Jet skip the hint tile. Maybe skipping another hint tile here. Kind of wondering here if Jet's strategy is, you know, skip some of the hint tiles that maybe take a little bit longer to get to.
Yeah.
And trade that for time.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of runners skip the Spectacle Rock hint tile. Because it does take some time to get to it.
And it leaves you in kind of an unfavorable position to do more checks because you have to leave back out, jump down, and go all the way back up.
Yeah. And just some bombs in Spike Cave, so it's looking like the eastern part of the map's going to be holding some things for us.
Yeah, Chloe mentioning that Jet doesn't hint that much, which yeah, that's definitely a strategy, and it's not a bad strategy. It's just kind of strategy in general. You know, you make the choices to, you know, check certain locations maybe ahead of time, or have your routing a certain way, and the seeds are randomized, so sometimes those checks that you make in one seed are going to be absolute garbage, and next time they'll be incredible. So
yeah, and the hints are so finicky. It's like sometimes it can be really good hints, and then a lot of times just nothing, even the non-joke hints.
Yeah, it's one of those things that Chloe mentioning in chat, talking about their race against Gem, lucking into a god route against them because of a hint. So, you know, it's one of those things that maybe 90% of the time it works, but the other 10% of the time in a race, it could bite you very hard. And
yeah,
I guess it's just one thing where you kind of calculate it, decide to play the averages, and maybe if the average is in your favor, you just decide to not do it.
Our first look into Sesserala's closet, to get 300 rupees, the first shield, 10 arrows.
Not a bad dip.
Hammer Pig's holding another bottle. I think that's the third bottle we've seen. So the routing has been a little bit different. You know, Jet was able to do Hookshot Cave, JP wasn't, but JP's able to do these Smith checks because he has mitts as he's gone into Thieves Town. So
yeah, absolutely. So we're very much getting to see some differences in decisions.
And since we're playing Randomizer, we don't really have to worry about Pod being bow locked.
He's finding the boots though.
That's a big find. And I don't know if he remembers that he's playing Randomizer, because you can, you know, that the room that has the Igors normally could have any enemies, so instead nopes out and goes right to Eastern Palace.
And of course, one of the things to keep in mind too is that the rooms where you have to do the kind of the kill anything, there's certain enemies, I believe I saw this in chat earlier too, that can't be in there simply because it might create a lock situation.
Yeah.
Where things like, you know, things that unkillable enemies, like you're not gonna find like two of the things that we just saw in here, the spikes and the rollers, are not going to be in those rooms because you can't kill them. So you would never be able to get past the door there, door lock.
Yeah. Yeah, he does need the bow to clear Pod, but there's still 4 other items that he could find potentially in Pod.
And a Guinness Cave check is just a little bit of love.
So let's see if JP heads east. That's where he wants to be if he wants to go fast.
And just a real quick answer a real quick question, chat. It looks like Mind of Me already got to it, but we had Roy Link asking about whether all the matches will end up on YouTube. The answer is yes. They might take a little bit of time to get up there simply because of volume and whatnot. I know during the fall tournament, there was a little bit of a delay in getting those up there by like a week or two sometimes, because I would notice that my matches, when I would have them, would show up a week or two later on there. So might be a little bit of lag time, but there's plenty to watch on there right now. And by the time you get done watching all of those, all of the quality content on the Speed Gaming YouTube channel, we'll have these races up there.
I'm really curious as to where either the lamp or the flute is. I'm guessing Zora?
Could be.
Pod also could have one of those items.
Would have to really be the flute, I would think.
I've actually found the
front.
lamp pod, yeah, a couple different times where it could be in one of those front few chests before you get to the back.
And JP's going to be catching up to Jet here. Jet's going to go into the dark room. So again, one of these locations. There we go. The Beery having the key. Another one of those things. Any enemy that drops like a important item like a key or whatnot, again, not going to be an unkillable thing. Otherwise, you'd have a lock situation.
Yep. All right, what's your prediction for Eastern Palace boss?
Let's see. Can we get Moldorm in here?
Kill it.
Moldorm. Let's get Moldorm in here.
Yeah, we could kill Moldorm. I'm gonna guess Argus. Argus is my guess.
Be an interesting room. A couple of Moldorms.
Yeah, this room could be terrible.
Some Ropas getting killed by the Hinox bombs and a couple of Hinoxes themselves. He'll take those out. So we get to see our boss here. What is Eastern Palace? It's Helmasaur King.
Helmasaur.
That's doable.
There we go.
You're in the wrong dimension, sir.
Yeah, he got warped to the light world apparently. And of course, we are still out of logic. We need to find that lamp.
Yeah, this is very interesting. We haven't found that lamp yet.
But it goes to show you how good these runners are. They don't even need a lamp to navigate Randomizer dark rooms.
Absolutely. And the big 20 for Shovels, but that's going to be the first crystal of the game. 42 minutes in to Jet. And JP probably not going to be too much further behind. Maybe a minute or two behind. Yep. On clearing this, but certainly not. Don't want to make it seem like it's by saying that's the gap right now, because really at this point there's no gap with this being this early. We're still kind of seeing everybody exploring locations that the other runner hasn't checked yet. So
here's the only thing in logic that we haven't really seen is Zora.
Right. Wonder is
and of course
going over to King soon.
Okay. And of course he could have done more in Pod, but he chose not to. Find the book. That gives us access to Desert Palace.
Right, and the ability to check all of the tablets. And Jet checked the hint, which tells him that the boots are in Pod, so he'll know to go there for the boots.
Yeah, boots are in logic.
And nothing in the other cave bonk rocks, just a big 20. But that's a great hint for JP, who's gonna, looks like, probably go ahead and go get the boots.
Yeah, I don't blame him one bit. We'll see if he continues on in the Palace of Darkness or not. It's very easy to forget, about Randomizer and some of the Randomizer logic. So it makes sense why Jet left Palace of Darkness when he did. And JP did the exact same thing. You don't have the bow, so normally it's bow lock, so you just leave. And Jet's gonna give us our shovel. This is great.
Is he thinking for shovelry here? Gonna go dig up what's in the grove? Maybe hope that it's progress.
Yeah.
Which that,
I mean, he opened up desert, which with the book. So go grab that shovel.
I was gonna do some of the Smith chain stuff here real quick, but yeah, maybe thinking shovel, and that could be perhaps in his mind the progression that he needs to get to the next area. I don't think he's done some of these checks that JP's already done down here, so he's going to be able to route these in a little more cleanly, so to speak. And the book in King's Tomb is not out of logic for our runners.
Yeah, the only items that we have right now that are out of logic are the mitts, the red cane. I think that's it. So even though we are deep out and out of logic, those are the only two items that we've gotten out of logic.
Silvers as well, actually.
Oh yeah,
silvers on Jet's side there.
So what are we going to dig up here?
Just a little bit of love.
I imagine JP is going to make his way towards desert as well.
Probably. He's already checked the Gina's cave, so he doesn't have to go into there and spend any more time. He can just go straight into desert, and which the good thing is he only needs a fire source to be able to get to the back and get to Lamola's or whatever boss is in Lamola's place right now, doing the babysitting for the house.
What's a little bit better about Jet's routing of this, though, is he's actually able to check that tablet on his way to desert.
Ooh.
Oh, did you see that, what I saw?
Yeah, it's a bow. So SQ Freak asking, is desert out of logic? It is within logic because we have access to the boots and to the mirror itself. So really, we could have mirrored into King's Tomb area and then used the boots to open it up.
All right, let me get the tablet check from Jet here. Just 50 rupees. So hopefully find like the lamp here in desert.
Hopefully.
You know what would be unfortunate is now that they're going to go grab the bow, is they probably head back to Palace of Darkness, and they find the lamp in Palace of Darkness.
Mm-hmm. Certainly could be the case.
I don't think we've seen an item yet. Oh, we saw 50 rupees. No, that was somewhere else. Have we seen anything in desert yet? We got the key, we got the big key, and I think we got the compass.
Yeah, I don't think we've really seen anything so far.
Okay, so the boss will have the last item, which we're not going to be able to get to.
Not yet, but we're going to get that bow.
Definitely getting that bow for sure.
So that is, just keep in mind, it is a required item for Palace of Darkness because you still need to be able to trigger the Igor switch.
Yeah, that's correct. I imagine we find either lamp or flute in Palace of Darkness. That's my call right now. I think the last check that we have is Zora.
Yep, I think that's the last one that makes sense at least.
I think that's where JP's heading. No, where's he going?
He's going to Dark World for something. Is he gonna check Bombo's tablet?
On chat, point out we still do have catfish. Thanks, minded me.
Nope. He's going to the right.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's gonna go do catfish and then mirror and do Zora. Nope. I'm rock.
He's going back to pod maybe to finish that up now that he's got the bow.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, these runners have shown they're able to navigate dark rooms with ease, even in Randomizer. So, pod pending the boss is clearable.
Right. I think the thing that's really, we were asking this question about 10 minutes ago. Where's that flute or that lamp that would give us access to go up on Death Mountain or just to do dark rooms or whatever, just to do anything right now, because we're still playing half out of logic here.
Yeah. I want to see if we get if we can read any reaction when they realize that it wasn't bow locked.
Kakariko will hint Palace of Darkness, so not very helpful.
Yeah. And there you go. No bow necessary.
Not for this part, at least.
He got his bow out and everything. He was ready.
That bully tricking JP there.
And Jet's gonna give us our look at catfish here.
Ooh. JP going into the very not often seen right side room here to get some fairies.
Yeah.
Accidentally catching the bee. So some safeties there.
I'm guessing he's planning on doing the dark rooms.
I think so. Fanciful Unicorn saying, I don't think I've ever seen this room. I forgot that room existed because we never see that in almost any seed.
Yeah.
It's not something that people want to prioritize.
Catfish is holding our third sword.
So we were talking about JP maybe doing this. Jet's gonna go ahead and do the catfish into Zora here. Maybe JP will do it after doing pod and Eastern Palace.
Oh man,
20 rupees up on the ledge.
This Zora's domain in Randomizer is always so laggy with all these different enemies in here.
Absolutely, you never know what you're gonna get. In this case, we're getting a lot of beetles, mini Moldorm, crab, a lot of Helmosaurs.
Stuff that just, yeah, these things should not be on the water. Just a piece of heart. So I think our lamp or our flute is going to be our next check.
Yeah, we're running out of places it could be here in pod. It would have to be within the next 1 or 2 chests. So either here or in Harmless Hellway.
Yeah. Anti-fairy on the bridge, just not wanting to let go.
Fire rod.
Oh wow. Okay, so that gives us access to the back of desert.
Right. Oh goodness. It also technically gives us access to this part because we can now light the torches. Of course, JP's not going to do that. Don't walk down by himself.
And also Skull Woods.
Mm-hmm. He's using the bow to kind of echolocate that chest. It's right in front of you. That's key. And another bottle.
I think that's our 4th bottle.
I believe you are correct.
Completed the set.
So that fire rod opening up a lot now. We've got access to the back of Desert Palace. We've got access to the basement of
Hera.
Tower of Hera, as well as actually being able to be cold there.
That's right. And the back of Skull Woods.
Back of Skull Woods. Thieves Town Trinex. So quite a few things that we can now do.
I love watching our runners brave these dark rooms. I think he just opened the map. Okay, so the last item is going to be a compass, I believe. So that's everything out of Palace of Darkness.
Correct. And JP's going to go to the back, though, to take down what would be Helmet Store King. Let's see who's house sitting for him today.
If our runners had remembered that they didn't need the bow for Palace of Darkness, they wouldn't have needed to double dip desert. But, you know, playing Randomizer is not something that everyone does all the time. So remembering the logic of all of it is easy to forget. It's easy for me to do it watching them play, but in the midst of a race, it's really hard to keep up with all the different logic going on, especially when you break the logic by you know, sequence breaking the mitts and things like that.
So
it's a lot to keep a track of.
Yeah, so Fear Agent, really quick, interesting question here from chat. Rory Link asking in Randomizer, what would be the worst enemy boss placement to find in a dungeon? And minded me actually mentioning either Blind or Vidi in that Skull Woods Matula area.
Yeah, pretty much every boss back there is terrible.
Yeah,
I've had to fight. Yeah, and the treadmill. I've had to fight Argus there, and it's not pretty.
There's a couple that are kind of a pain here in Palace of Darkness as well, simply because of the spikes that are in the back there for the for what would be normally the Helmet Store King fight.
That's right. Yeah. All right, we're getting ready to see that room. What's your prediction?
I think it might be Malthula. Also, shout outs to Trinex on Ice people in chat mentioning that.
Trinex on Ice is not funny there. I'm gonna say Helmasaur.
You can go with vanilla. Interesting.
Yeah. And this turtle room that JP's in is always tough, even with the turtles. But now you have no idea what you're going for. So just swing it away.
He's through, though. He's killed everything.
4 more enemies, though, that are unseen here.
One's Helmasaur, we know that much. It's a bully, Armos, and he's going to get through, though. He'll just charge right through, and it's blind. guess this is like a
blind up top with those spikes. He's not making it easy at all, or she,
No.
whatever blind is.
I think it's a he. But in any case, getting to the bottom there is going to be a lot easier fight now. Just can't let blind go back to the top, really. JP should be good here. Yeah. Indeed, there's the compass.
So at 1 hour, JP gets his first crystal.
I get the feeling the seed was looking so fast so early. We were like, oh, it's a jet seed. It's a jet seed. Oh, no. No, my friend. It has ground down to nothing at this point. It's a slog.
It just opened up so much that, instead of being linear, you could go almost anywhere.
It had faked us.
What do you do? So Jet left Palace of Darkness and is taking that fire rod all the way to Skull Woods.
Yeah, not a bad decision. There's 2 more items back here that 2 more chests to open. Maybe that we haven't seen from Jet, unless he knows that perhaps these are two items, or maybe just waiting to chuck the chest at the front at the end. There's a dead rock. Hello. I'm sure Jet's so happy to see him.
Okay, one more prediction. We got a boss coming up once again. What's it going to be?
I could not begin to... Oh, JP killing the wrong ones. It's blind. Ooh.
How about blind again? Wow.
This will be an interesting fight here. You can see Cane strats, looks like.
I like it.
So it looks like the one nice thing about the blind fight in here is that while the treadmill is moving, the spikes are not moving. We're not having that additional bit of danger to deal with. Now the spikes are still painful, but
yeah, it doesn't add that third element. And something that we missed in the dark is we got another sword.
We did. So JP's gonna have that gold sword if he goes up to... Oh no, poor Jet. He's got fairy though. Oh, he's got the fairy in the bottle. Yeah, he picked that one up. So he should be okay.
Is he gonna pull out the blue cane? No. Blind goes down. All right, almost simultaneously, our runners get their second crystals, though, from different dungeons.
Yeah, so we've got Jet having all the swords, and GP just missing the additional one from... Oh, Jet, seed check? Ped check.
Here we go. I have no idea what could be on Ped.
Couch cash. No, that's usually what's on there. It's couch cash or bombs or something like that.
So, did Jet get all the items out of Skull Woods?
I think so. But JP's gonna go back, it looks like, and clear out Desert Palace here.
Yeah, I believe we still have 2 items here in Desert to get, so...
Jet's going to take care of Trinex though.
Yeah.
In Thieves Town.
Totally forgot about Trinex, which does hold one of our items.
I think we just got one item in Desert. I think we've cleared out the front here. It's just the one that's on Lime Willows.
Oh, okay. Thanks, chat. But Trinex does have an item, so.
Dodgin in chat asking, is Link to the Past randomized attorneys during Thanksgiving and the winter holidays the ultimate comfy mode stream? I like to think yes. I like to think it's something you can put on in the background for Thanksgiving dinner here in America and just be like, hi family, this is fun, right? And then they look at you like, we're not coming back here for Thanksgiving next year. Uncle Neon's too weird.
Just 10 arrows from Trinex. So progression, I believe, is going to be in Desert. And JP only down to 1 heart, but he got all those fairies in those bottles, so should be no problem. Any predictions for another fight? Are we going to get another Trinex?
We might. You know what? No, we're gonna get Vidi. We've already had one Light World dungeon show up a Dark World boss. Let's make it 2. Hey,
wow, you called it.
It's all right. JP taking a death there. We're gonna get the fairy. One of the multiple fairies that he's got is Jet checks Graveyard Ledge.
Oh yeah, we actually haven't checked this yet.
That's a big 20.
I love seeing all the eyeballs in the desert. I mean, that's why the eyeballs are so angry, right?
Absolutely. They get some Visine in there.
All right, what is the video going to give us? Just a piece of heart. So what are we missing?
That's a good question. Really, at this point, we're kind of missing for logic. We still don't have the lamp or the flute.
Yeah, and we don't have flippers, so it's not Ice Palace. We don't have a way into Turtle Rock. Oh, that we still have the tablet up on the mountain. Ether tablet?
Yeah. Never checked that.
Yeah, but I guess
that's out of logic.
Out of logic as well.
Yeah, because we don't have access to that normally. We have access to it now, but is it back with Hera's out of logic too?
I'm wondering if Jet skipped an item. And did we get both items out of the Skull Woods? We got the big key from the boss from Blind, and then didn't check the bottom one, so I'm not sure if we got both items.
Oh. Galaxy Brain idea. Red Bomb. Progression there, maybe.
Okay, our 5-6 are Desert.
5-6, yeah. And Skull Woods.
Oh, there you go. And Pyramid Fairy, I think we got a hint from Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, there's a unique item and a piece of heart there.
Yeah. So either flute or lamp, I'm guessing. But then we would need something on the tablet. Maybe it's boots. I don't know. I guess we'll see soon.
I've already got boots. So
I mean flippers. I'm sorry.
Flippers, yeah.
All right, and our runners both picking up their 4th crystals at almost the exact same time. I'm just trying to think what would give us logical access to the mitts, and that's obviously the flute or the lamp. The flute would be good because that gives us access to mire as well, the mire area.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see Jet get that Pyramid Fairy Bomb. All right, chat, what's it going to be? What are we going to see out of the Pyramid Fairy? We know that it's a unique item, and it seems like it has to be progression.
Well, we're going to find out in just a moment here.
Kamikaze Meatball asking for the mushroom. Just more fetch quests. It is
the
the flippers. Wow. Okay, so the flippers put swamp into logic.
Correct.
Which is a lot of items. And also a crystal. I love that dead rock is right there. Because our runners are never going to remember it and just keep running into it. Just hidden in that bush.
Might also be just a situation where we're like, I don't care, I gotta get to that.
Since we're kind of in the waiting spot, we should mention that if you're enjoying what you're watching here, to make sure and give these runners a follow. They're both excellent runners, as you've seen. I mean, there's no clear front runner right now. Both of them have done and executed in insanely good ways. So make sure and follow these guys.
Absolutely, but we're seeing Jet go into Swamp Palace here instead, which is totally within logic based on what he's got. Very interesting.
No, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah, there's so many items in here. Maybe something. There's Bombos. That'll be helpful. That's gonna get you TR access.
Yep.
Are we at go mode now with Bombos? We might be. Oh my goodness. We might have just been.
I mean, technically, yeah, I think they can go mode, but we need access logically to get up on the mountain. But yeah, we might be in go mode.
Like we were sitting here thinking about lamp and flute so much that we were just kind of like just missed the go mode there. Holy cow. And whoa, we got a bunch of subs being gifted here by Loxley. Thank you so much. Including one to the bot.
So what's important here is we actually have all the items to beat all of the bosses as well.
Right.
So it doesn't even matter if we need a lamp or a flute. We don't have to go in mire. so we don't need the flute for that. We've done all the dark rooms we really need to do, so we don't really need the lamp. The last dark room would be the Turtle Rock dark room, which usually is a little bit easier actually in the dark room because you don't have fire bars.
Yeah, this is a very weird go mode because technically we sequence. Oh, I get that back, JP. But technically we kind of sequence broke the crap out of this to get to where we are. We normally need to have another item.
Yes, we did. So JP is going to be right on Jet's heels. And actually, Jet still needs to clear Palace of Darkness.
Correct.
So this is going to be really close.
Yeah, if JP goes to swamp, he'll get that bombos and he'll probably realize that he's got everything he needs to get the last two done. Oh, he's got only one more to do. He's got just Turtle Rock at this point. He's gonna get a
yeah. So he's gonna go Swamp Palace, and we got another Trinex. That ice rod was super important.
And it's bottle filled, money saved. Get a B. You're gonna get a sword speed here from JP. Probably going back south. Yep. He's going to swamp.
The real question is, is he going to go to Ice Palace?
He's going to check Leakilia maybe.
Oh, that makes sense.
Leakilia Island? Yeah, I think he just wanted to check that for...
It scared me for a second.
See if there's a necessary item there or something.
Yeah, he's not in go mode. He's still looking for bombos.
And by the way, keep in mind that Jet does have the silvers, JP does not, but they're in Hookshot Cave, so I wonder if maybe JP chucks that on the way to Ganon's Tower. It's a play we frequently see from people because you might be looking for silver and just chuck that on the way up. If they're there, great. If they're not, well, no reason to worry about it.
Yeah, if I was to put any money on it, I'm guessing he doesn't.
Probably not.
And so, is it going to make the difference? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be really close. Jet's just got to run in here.
He might.
And kill Blind, I think, in Palace of Darkness. JP gets to go mode Swamp. This is a tight race, guys. We're in for a good one.
Absolutely. These are two fast runners, so... Oh, JP's going to check the hint. You don't need to check it? No. Silver arrows. Oh, he knows now. He knows. Oh, my goodness.
Yes. That's a great hint for him right there.
We were debating that. He's going to grab those, I think. Probably now.
I think so, yeah.
What is this seed?
So JP is about to enter go mode in about 3 seconds.
He's in it now, so he's a couple minutes behind go mode, but he's got the advantage on having dungeons completed for a moment. But Jet's very quickly finishing pod here.
Yeah, they're gonna
go modes this. Yeah,
really close, and then they're both gonna head up to the mountain. This is crazy.
And despite all of this, we have no idea where the logical progression for this is.
Yeah, we're missing the lamp or the flute. One of those two items.
What is Rando?
Oh, New York Rambler asks a great question. Does JP know that TR is Bombos? I believe he checked it.
So yeah, I think that's how he got to the Dark World, was he went through the portal.
Yeah, the TR portal. So
yeah, because he came from topside to get the cane in Super Bunny Cave, so he should know.
Wow, I can't believe he got a hint for the silver locations.
So I think Jet's gonna ultimately be in the lead here, but it'll be very close because they're both gonna have to go back up the mountain.
Strap yourselves in, people. We've got a heck of a race. And it turned out to be quite the jet seed, even though it went from open the world to our first crystal, I think at like 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, we got our first crystal at 42 minutes. So in the last 30 minutes, we've seen these guys basically just get everything they need and mow through all the dungeons super quick. And well, it's that time, Fear. Time for
we still have one more. We have one more
right?
crystal.
Oh yeah. Wait, not yet. Not yet. Don't do it yet, guys. Start thinking, but not posting in chat yet. I'm so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. All right.
JP's not going to find that butter sword, but it's not really going to matter.
120.45 is where Jet started his run towards Death Mountain, or up Death Mountain. JP grabs his 6th crystal.
Mm-hmm. He's probably going to be about a minute behind.
Yeah.
Once he saves and quits.
Wow, just under 1 minute exactly of a difference. So
yeah, that's not unbeatable. Now Jet is going to have, as is per his usual run, he's going to have a great execution here, but he could slip up, and that could give JP, who also executes very well, the opportunity to catch up.
Yeah, all done execution. Jet does have the butter sword, which isn't a huge difference, but a little bit. He does have the silvers, so is JP going to stop off for the silvers, because that's going to slow him down just a little bit as well to grab them.
Right. Will be about 30 seconds time loss, I think, if he does that. Because you have to factor in the rock lifting, the going in, the opening of the chest. It's in the second chest, so he's not going to have to do the full cave, but yeah, he'll lose a little bit of time. Big key on the right side. That's important to know.
Yeah, that means we have the possibility of stealing a key here, not having to do laser bridge. This is one of those rooms. It's a lot easier without those chain chomps. Runners just flying through Turtle Rock as fast as they can. And Jet's baby Metroid grabs the key. Doesn't use it. This is stealing that key to hopefully not have to do laser bridge looking for the last key we need. Any last predictions for our last boss of the dungeon?
You know, a lot of people have been saying, since we already had Blind show up, Trinex show up in Blind, that Blind would show up in Trinex's place. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we might see Cold Stare.
I'm gonna guess Landmolus. That's my guess. Mothula is one of the easiest bosses with it when you take Mothula out of the room that you normally fight Mothula in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jet wasting no time picking up extra chests. Has the 2 keys, is ready to make his way through to the boss room. And this dark room is so much easier in Randomizer as opposed to most of the other dark rooms.
100% so. I'm gonna check Laser Bridge. Doesn't need to.
We get Argus.
Oh, that was wrong.
Alright, we are about to get our 7th crystal though, so you know what that means.
Sure do. It is time to start up the old game here. And for those at home playing along, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where this big key can be, 21 chests, and a torch location. Put your guess in chat and where you think it's going to show up here when Jet finds it. We're going to start with his chest opening routing. And if you have donated 250 bits or more, or if you're a subscriber and you guess correctly or are the closest to the actual location, then you get to win the awesome prize of being up on our wall of guessing champions.
Yeah, and get your guesses in quick because we're about to stop the game as he enters here. Just a second.
Absolutely.
All right, where's it gonna be, Leon?
I guess 19. It's not 1 or 2, it looks like.
All right, 1 gives us our fire shield, 2 gives us 20 rupees.
Yep.
So we got to go left immediately. We didn't get a key.
Indeed, it'll be interesting to see what JP does here. Remember, he's got to go. There's 3.
3 is 300 rupees. Not going to get that. Yeah, JP, we'll see if he goes and grabs his silvers.
Yep. So let's open up 4 through 7 here, and we'll see what is going on here.
4 is a key. 5 is another key. 6 is the Quake Medallion. 7 is another key.
Indeed, and JP gonna go grab those silvers now, so he'll lose a little bit more time. It's already about a minute behind to Jet at this point. Gonna be a little bit further behind now too. He's got him, so he'll drop off and head back.
Yeah, this is definitely Jet's race to lose, but it's not impossible. And there's our flute.
So yeah, lamp was the logical item. Good God, where was it?
Well, it could have been anywhere.
Yeah, so that confirms what we were supposed to find was the lamp.
That was number 7, is that right?
It's number 9.
Okay.
Yes. I wonder, yeah, if Lamp was in Swamp Palace, Kinghorn pointing that out. That's certainly a possibility. Because that was within logic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it easily could have been one of those chests in Swamp Palace. There's 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're getting up there in number.
JP may be able to catch up here if it's on the right side and he does some pink kitty strats.
Certainly could do that. It'll be interesting to see if he makes that gamble. One of the things to keep in mind here is that we are going off what... oh, Jeff fell in a hole. Losing a little bit of time there, but it'll be okay. We're going off of Jet's chests here since he came into GT first. Not JP. JP could find it first, and actually we would still be looking for it. And
yeah,
on Jet's side.
So whatever Jet finds is what we'll go off of. And we got Bob's chest. Of course, Bob's not here.
There's 14. It looks like he's just gonna skip right side for now.
Yeah, so not gonna make up any time there. Cold stare on ice, right at home.
So 15, 16, 17 coming up here. Are we looking at vanilla location? As the sprites get weird. Yes, 15.
The exact vanilla location. Wow.
Actually, that's going to benefit JP a little bit. He skipped the entire right side, so he's going to save a little bit of time here, but it's not going to be a whole lot.
Yeah, it's going to come down to execution here. It is Jet's race to lose here. But he has to really perform because JP is on his heels.
And guessing we went correct once again. Number 8 win here. Kinghorn with that 15.
Wow.
And I know, I think we talked about this the other day because I think I was in the chat calling a race that Kinghorn won. I believe he guesses 15 like every time.
I guess I'm guessing 15 every time now too. That's impressive.
I think there's some logic behind that, and maybe Kinghorn's figured it out that if it does show up in the vanilla chest a lot, that 15 would be a good guess for that, depending on the number of chests that you end up checking.
So Jet making his way through the gauntlet, which is always interesting in Randomizer because we can see anything here.
Yep, anything that's killable.
And we've got one more boss. Let's get your last guess in for who that's going to be.
Actually, we got 2 more bosses. We got Lamolas and we got the Moldorm 2 fight.
Alright, what are your last 2 bosses guess is going to be?
Oh, I think we're going to see an Argus and maybe a Lamola somewhere in there. I would love to see Armos Knight in the Moldorm spot somehow. I don't think it's possible, but I think it would be hilarious to see them bouncing around in that tiny little space.
Alright, we're going to find out right here. The first one is, it's not Trinex.
Giddy.
Atreus.
Once again, taking up the mantle of where Lamolas is. So Lamola's super on vacation today.
Yeah, we haven't seen Lamolas at all.
We haven't seen a lot of bosses at all, but that's kind of typical for Randomizer.
We got some Henoxes walking around on invisible bridges. As JP is about to enter his gauntlet, just a couple of rooms away. Both of our runners taking the safety room, grabbing those fairies and magic refills. Makes a lot of sense. Especially when you have half a heart.
Especially because you don't know also what you might find up here.
Yeah.
As Jet gets up to 6F. We got one more boss coming up in 2 more rooms. We'll find out. We'll find out, are we going to see the magical Armos Knights on ice, but great. In a tiny place. I think there are bosses that can't spawn there. So I think Armos Knights is more. It's Moldor. How many ice has got? Just one.
Just the one. All right, Jet making his way to Aga 2 now. It's a double.
That's a triple, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I think you're right.
Sure was.
Can't ask for a better Aga, really.
Nope. And we are very, very soon going to see Ganon here. And our boy, the most pure being in the game, the duck. So gosh, Fear, what do you think the final boss is going to be in this Randomizer run?
I think we might see Ganon. That's going to be my prediction.
Yeah, we might. I don't know. Is it going to be Ganon? It's going to be... Yeah, it's Ganon. Oh my gosh, we're so great.
We figured it all out. And Jet with the butter sword is going to make short work of Ganon here. Only 6 slashes needed to get through each phase.
And he's got those silvers as well, so he's going to have a pretty easy time with this. Already on to phase 3.
Yeah, you blink and you miss those first 2 phases, which without butter can, you know, go a little bit slower than that.
That was JP making it up to the 6th floor. Did you find the arrows in the dark world? Sure did.
Gets the torch glitch.
It's going to be a very close race here in the end. Looks like Jet's probably going to get this. If he doesn't fall, he should get this, and he shouldn't fall.
That's the 4th arrow. As he makes across the bridge, everyone get your GGs in chat. Should be our first place finisher, Jet082.
We'll get that official time as he goes across here. It's going to be an official SRL time of 1:38:53, and we did it. We did indeed do it. But really, more or less, Jet did it.
Yeah. And JP just right behind him.
Yeah, just basically just finishing up an Aga 2 in the Ganon fight. That's not that far behind, and all things considered.
We do get to enjoy Randomizer in credits, though.
Absolutely. And I think we've got Jet in here right now. Hello, Jet. Can you hear us?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, GG. How you feeling, Jet?
The Hinox Tower.
Oh my goodness.
How about so many of them?
I know. How about the logic on this seed as well?
I don't even know.
You guys broke the crap out of it.
Like we never. So I did catch some of the. I put on the restream after the race, and I noticed JP also didn't get lamp, and we were talking about it too.
Yeah.
Man, such a late lamp, and with Randomizer, it's just so risky.
Absolutely.
I mean, actually, a late fire source period, because you didn't get fire rod until pod. That was so late.
Yep. And you guys actually both left pod after getting the boots, even though you could have continued on.
I forgot. I'm like, I don't have bow. I can't do anything. Let me leave.
Yeah, both of you did the same thing.
Oh my gosh. I felt so bad because I got bow and I'm like, oh man, this is pretty good. I'll be able to go back to do pod. And then I went back to pod and I'm like, oh, I didn't need it for this first part. And then I decided to leave after checking everything else. So I'm like, I'll just wait till I get lamp because there's no item on the boss here. So I'll just come back later. Which I really like. I was kicking myself the whole time. I'm like expecting JP to finish. Like he maybe only single dipped. Well, you can't really single dip, but yeah. What, did you have to double dip? Because you had to get boots to get buck to get bow. Right. So yeah, it was a double dip required.
Yeah, it was double dip. It was desert that you didn't have to double dip.
Right.
Right.
Oh man. So.
Yeah, we had no idea where
the first time I was there when I had. Well, I should have at least gone all the way back to get fire rock because then I could have single dipped desert. It was crazy. It was a mess of a sea.
Yeah, we were wondering if it was going to be the flute or the lamp that was going to be your quote unquote logical way to get through, and then you found the flute sitting in Gan's Tower. Like, yeah, okay, the lamp was supposed to be somewhere. We don't know where it is.
Well, stay tuned. There's a little treat for everyone. I don't know if will be able to see it in time.
Okay.
We'll see.
JP does finish in second place here. Get your GGs in chat for him. He did a heck of a run here. It was a really close race, despite him losing by about 3.5 minutes. It was super close.
Yeah, he did have a fall there on Ganon, but he had a bunch of fairies, so it wasn't too big of an issue. And I think we've got JP in here. JP, hello. You coming through? Can we hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Hey, JP, GG. Well, it was interesting seed. We were just talking with Jet, and he mentioned that you two had been talking about the seed as well.
Yeah, we talked about it afterwards. Yeah, it seems like we both did some similar things, had some similar mistakes. Like, I know that having to double dip desert was definitely a huge mistake. Well, not a huge mistake, but definitely cost me time. I had the same problem as Jet, where I completely forgot that you could go through an Randomizer. So when I went back with the bow, as I'm heading there, I'm realizing I should have just done this. And when I got fire rod, I realized I could have done desert on one trip.
We lucked out that bow was actually at desert and not like deeper in pod.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably a bit of luck. I don't want a repeat of what happened on Saturday. I mean, that was kind of a repeat, but not fully remembering everything about the mode, but at the same time, that didn't really cost me that much time.
Let me ask both of you, how comfortable did you feel doing those dark rooms without the lamp?
Well, I mean, definitely risky. Like, when I got grabbed by the Wallmaster in Eastern, I thought, I'm going to try to wait till you have lamp. But then when I came back to pod and realized the fire rod was there and what I'd done, I need to start doing these dark rooms. I can't be doing extra dips anymore. So the pod dark rooms were a bit of an adventure, especially since I ran out of magic, so I couldn't light torches.
Yeah.
But I'm not even 100% sure. We got some kind enemy alignments in that one. And then Eastern, I completely ignored the big key chest because I'm like, I'm not going back over there. I'm not going to waste that time. I'm hoping the last item's on Armos, and it was, thankfully, so
I mean, we sort of lucked out with the Eastern Dark Room, since if you can see the enemy that should be holding the key, it's not too bad. I mean, there was still a bunch of stuff in there, but being able to see the blue jellyfish thing, whatever, I'm like, okay, kill that, step where it is, no problem. We didn't have to do Mire. I think that's probably the worst. I don't know, actually. Because, you know, that room in Eastern is annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Pod has the majority of the dark rooms. And the maze was actually sort of generous. The U room isn't usually too bad. It's just having Fire Rod and being able to use it in a room that you have to kill the enemies, that helps a lot. I don't think the path to Death Mountain is that bad, even with Randomizer, just because so many enemies spawn in the walls, so they don't really bug you. But I guess you can get like roller pins or something annoying.
Yeah.
And same thing with Turtle Rock. That's just sort of, I actually found it harder in Randomizer than in normal, just because you have a frame of reference.
Yeah.
With the fire bars. And here we didn't really have that, so I just had to go by memory and hope I was correct when I turned.
Exactly. I had the same thing. I'm like, okay, I hope I'm holding the buttons at the right moments.
Yeah.
I know the path, but it's like I have no reference. I don't know if I'm in the right spot or not. And thankfully I was. I got through it on one try, but still, it was like, that was probably the trickiest darkroom, just because if you get off script there, you're in trouble. You have no idea where you are at that point. And I've walked off before, like getting to where I'm supposed to be, but not realizing I'm there, and then I'd be holding down or left or something and just walked off. I've done that before, not this seed, but I've done it in the past, so I was like worried about that the whole time.
You guys put up a great run. I'd hate to not mention this, Jet, but we really loved that you took the moment to pick up that fish and throw it off Death Mountain.
Yes.
I did that in my practice, and I'm like, this is so goofy. So I just had to do it for you guys when it was there.
It was appreciated for sure.
We did, in fact, we actually asked, and chat did provide a lovely clip of that so that we can watch that in the future.
But I'm seeing Jet's file name now. I have to say that was probably one of the rudest placements of a dead rock on the way to that portal, just south of Link House.
He was always there.
We were wondering how many times you guys were going to keep running into that every time.
Oh my gosh! My file name said no dead rock. What is up with that?
Look,
you cursed it. It put it right in the bushes, so you could always forget that it was there.
Absolutely. It's like, you can have a fast seed or you can have no dead rocks. Choose one.
Man, the Beamoses were sort of annoying this seed. Not too bad. The million of Henoxes, of course, in Ganon's tower.
Yeah. I mean, at least Henoxes aren't somewhat bad. If you can get bombs on them, you can at least one-shot those.
They die in one shot with bombs?
Yeah, they do.
Huh. But their own bombs don't hurt them usually. Or something.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works. Like, their bombs, I think the bombs can hurt them, but not much. But bombs that you throw can one-shot them. I don't know how that works.
I mean, with Buttersword, they only took 2 hits. Tempered, they only take 3. So it's not as bad as I thought it was. Funny enough, I think the red bouncy orb guys are more annoying just because they take so many hits.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's also, we were talking about this in chat afterwards. That's where I think Jet gained a little more time on me, was he found the gold sword I only got through with Tempered. So that definitely helped. I think that gained him some time, especially on the climb in GT and on the Ganon fights.
Yeah, I had that basically when I went the pod the second time. So roughly, I would say at least 30 minutes probably for the end. And I was actually able to do most of the bosses at that point, since it was before I started clearing dungeons, since it was before I got Fire Rod. Well, it's when I got Fire Rod, I should say.
Yeah, so I mentioned this as well. I don't know how Jet's side went, but like my first boss kill was at an hour in. I don't know when his first boss kill came, and that also made me feel like I was behind.
It felt like so long before we actually got like real progression. I remember going into Thieves and we weren't able to beat it at that time because it was Trinex. It's just like, oh man.
There's another dead rock on Jet's side.
You know, I almost made it was the very last grass plot. Like, I was just there.
So I think also we did talk about the lamp a little bit not showing up, and I think by just kind of a process of elimination on the logic, I think we determined it had to be somewhere within Swamp Palace, because that was like the only place left you guys could check where it would possibly be one of the chests that you didn't check because you were in go mode.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I don't think I missed anything up, and that's why I was actually feeling way behind. Especially doing the whole like triple dip a pod thing. Actually, at the moment I did pod and decided to go clear some dungeons, and when I did Fat Fairy, I'm like, this is basically it. It's here, or I could go up, which part of sequence break, go up and do Hera, and also check the Ether tablet. Like, that's all I had. And luckily, you know, getting flippers, I'm able to use that in Swamp. It's just like, I felt anytime you get to the point where it's like you have run out of items, you basically bottlenecked yourself. I feel like that's a sign that you might be behind.
Absolutely.
Because all it takes is a different routing decision to just change things completely. Mm-hmm. So I'm like feeling behind the whole time. I'm looking forward to rewatching this one. We were pretty close.
It was definitely pretty close. It looks like it's a lot further apart, being 3 minutes apart roughly, but you know, JP did end up going and getting the silvers after Turtle Rock, because the hint in Swamp Palace told them that they were in Hookshot Cave.
Well, that's what I actually skipped that hint at that point, because I'm like, I just need Bombos and I'm just going.
Yep. It was very interesting, because we were wondering if JP, we were wondering if you were going to go get it, and then that hint showed up. We're like, yeah, well, I guess JP's going to go get it eventually.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if I didn't get the hint, if I would have still gone in. I think I might have at that point, since I would have been on my way. But yeah, once I saw that, at least that let me go mode some stuff to save some time.
Yeah, I don't think I got any useful hints, actually. I got one that said Mimic Cave was like cash or something, but you know, we were in go mode by the time we got there, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, got the hint in Eastern, said the boots are in pod.
Yeah, I did Eastern after pod, so I'm like, oh, well, glad I already got that. Oh man, so that's how it is with the hints. Sometimes they're useful, and sometimes it's just, hey, you already got this.
Yeah, I noticed you were kind of taking some. Well, I know you take some gambles in general on the hints, Jet, but I noticed you were skipping a few of them that might have otherwise been. There's the lamp. There it is. So we did get to see it after all, thanks to Jet. It's on the west end in the east chest of the left side of
vanilla big key. Well, it's not vanilla, but that's the big key chest.
There we go. It is probably in the most pain in the butt place to find it. So
yeah, I'm just trying to think of the logic behind that. So desert and Skullwoods were the 5-6 crystals, meaning
right,
you basically had to dip into pod to get the fire rod to go.
But you had to leave. Couldn't finish it.
Yeah. You had to go clear out Skullwoods and desert, then go grab the Pyramid Ferry to get to Flippers, and then go into Swamp Palace, go to left side to get the lamp, and then go back into Pod to finish.
We got hookshot early. That was like our first item.
Well, you got it early.
That was the escape, right?
Yeah, that was an escape. I held on escape a little bit longer.
And we needed Hammer to get into Dark World anyway. So yeah, it was just... It wanted you to do all those things before even going to get your mitts and up at Death Mountain. So I think it's more if we look at after we got the lamp, because then you're supposed to go up to Death Mountain and get your mitts. So Bomb was already... would that have been Go mode?
That would have been Go mode.
Mirror?
Yeah. Mirror was... I think Mirror was Mini Moldrum Cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has such a weird seed, ultimately. We were sitting here 6 minutes in with you guys having Dark World access right away, being like, yeah, this is a Jet seed. Of course, it makes sense. There's Jets here, so of course it's one of the seeds. And then, like, the next 40 minutes was like, where is all the stuff that we need to progress logically? And then it's like, oh, it's in Swamp Palace on the left side in the vanilla big key chest. Boy, that's a pain in the butt to get to.
How are you guys feeling about your tournament so far now that we got 10 games in, Jet?
I'm feeling pretty good.
You guys have... We discussed this beforehand. You guys have quite the
it's a close group
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jet with that win has put himself in a pretty good spot to make it to the bracket now. And I mean, not guaranteed or anything, but still, like, I think it's going to be 3 or 4 of us playing for one spot.
Yeah. We before today, we were all within like 1 loss of each other. It was pretty crazy.
Should be an exciting finish for your group. It's quite the group.
It's all fun. I like the format of the tournament since we are trying the different modes out. Got to play some. Got to learn Inverted. Got to really play Randomizer. So it's fun.
Well, thank you guys. Any last thoughts about the seed? You guys honestly put on a great race for us. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating and, of course, tracking and restreaming.
Yeah, thank you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, make sure to follow both of our wonderful runners. JP and Jet do great work, and there will be much more rando from both of them in the future. So definitely give them a follow, as well as make sure to follow our wonderful tracker Mind2Me, who was kind of catering all of our tracking needs tonight and doing a really good job of it. So thank you very much, Mind. I really appreciate it. And of course, make sure to follow Fear. He's a good Go commentator. It was a pleasure working with you as always.
Yeah, it was great. That was a lot of fun. And of course, follow Neon Tiger as well. The crew tonight was great. We can't thank Mind2Me enough. She was great. Kept us on track for sure.
Absolutely. So that'll do it for Rando for tonight. This was the last match of the evening. We do have, I believe, some Rando coming up here tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow morning, 10:30 on Speed Gaming 2. In fact, the first 2 matches of the day are going to be on Speed Gaming 2. We have an all dungeon standard swordless hard retro game in game 3 between Elminster and Illis. And at 1:30, it's going to be a Ganon standard swordless normal game between Dark Shadows and Aktabakar. That's also a game 3 for them. And of course, make sure to follow Speed Gaming, all the Speed Gaming family channels, which are Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. As well as if you want to check out right now, SNES Superstars is going on the main Speed Gaming channel all throughout this week. A whole bunch of really, really cool games being played. So if you still want to watch something tonight, that's a good thing I think you can check out. But until then, as always, remember, someone out there loves you and we love you too. Have a good evening. Good luck, good RNG out there, and catch you next time.